Dean and Jess, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so my name is Jess. I'm 20 years old. I live in Dublin and I am Jigsaw's national online advocate.
Dean, I'm 21. I'm from Dublin, studying community and youth work in Maynooth, and I'm Jigsaw's fundraising national advocate.
Could you tell our viewers a little bit about actually who Jigsaw are and what they do?
Jigsaw is the National Centre for Youth Mental Health. I think they pretty much have the solution to what could solve every problem in the world: early intervention and education. So what they're trying to tackle the mental health crisis we have in this country. So there's services all around the country. And what they do is they'll take people who are starting to maybe struggle with a bit of low mood or anxiety before they reach the point of needing professional help, and they have 6 sessions with them where they set goals and they teach them coping skills, so hopefully they won't eventually have to go to therapy then, and they'll be able to deal with it a little bit better themselves. They say no problem is too small for the service. They've also just launched phone, text and email lines that you can call, so that's the same as the service. And then they have education as well. So they conducted what's called the My World survey, and it was like the biggest mental health survey done in Europe up until that point. So they've been studying and trying to find out, and make leaps in education in mental health. So that's what Jigsaw is.
Mm-hmm. And Jigsaw is a free service, isn't it?
Yeah, completely free, 12 to 25-year-olds.
That phone line that Jess was mentioning, that's also trained clinicians that are on it. And then Jigsaw Online has sort of online group sessions. So a lot of it that's being done now online helps reduce stigma of using a mental health service, the door which for some people is the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. And basically, since Jigsaw was created, the entire time they've had a youth advisory panel, which is basically a group of young people that input on every decision they make, because they're a service for young people, so it should be young people making the decisions. So every service around the country has a youth advisory panel, but with the national office, what they have is every section has an advocate, so that's the specific youth voice for that section.
How did you guys get into these roles in Jigsaw?
And this last year, and I joined because one of the girls in my class was on a local YAP and I was trying to get involved, but there was no local YAP, so I joined national YAP as it was turning into youth advocates. So I never experienced the actual YAP and just became the advocate for fundraising.
It's actually a funny story. My favourite teacher in school, Andrew Bates, his dad, Tony Bates, was actually the founder of Jigsaw. And when I was in 4th year, I kind of took a shine to like multimedia, and that was what my teacher Andrew did in the school, and he just took me under his wing and like got me into film and media, like literally like my passion for life now. And then I edited a video for him for Jigsaw, and they were like, hey, hold on, who edited the video? And he told them that I was 16, and then Jigsaw kind of scouted me out for the youth advisory panel. So I've been volunteering with them for 4 years now.
Can you explain a little bit about those roles to our members a little bit?
So I'm the Jigsaw online advocate, so anything for the website or social media, they consult me on for the youth opinion. And then as well, I do a lot of content creation for them, so like voiceovers and editing videos and stuff like that.
For me, for fundraising, it means that I go to different events and talk to people about what Jigsaw does and sort of what fundraising we're looking at doing. So before Christmas I was at one in the RDS and it was about video gaming, and we were doing a survey because Jigsaw was looking at doing video game fundraising.
Do you need to be able to use the services of Jigsaw, even the online services?
There's absolutely no requirements. Everything's free. It's just if you're in the age of 12 to 25, they say that no problem is too small, And if Jigsaw isn't necessarily the right service for you and you might need someone else to help, they'll signpost you on to a different service that's more suited to you. So there's absolutely nothing to stop you going in.
I think being at that gaming festival last year, because the knock-on effect of that was there's this gaming podcast called Republic of Players, and 2-3 weeks ago they done a 24-hour live stream video game fundraiser for Jigsaw, and it showed the positivity of gaming, but also that gaming can be used to fundraise for youth mental health.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the stream was insane. My favorite is probably when Tony Bates stepped down as CEO of Jigsaw and Joseph Duffy started. Tony Bates went on to create Jigsaw listening schools. So it was going to be like, you know, tips and workshops for schools to be able to adapt better to dealing with their students' mental health and mental health problems. And at the launch of that, I went and I got to speak to Frank DeAngelis, who was the principal of Columbine High School during the shooting. And it was just such a humbling experience, and it was so inspiring to meet him and, you know, have him not blame the shooters necessarily, but the problem that we have with bullying in society. And, you know, he was able to take a step back and be like, yeah, these people did it, but why did they do it? And now he invests his time into trying to stop that kind of stuff happening again. And it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah, they're amazing, like opportunities and everything as well.
Like if someone's interested in volunteering with Jigsaw or joining a YAP, I think Dublin Southwest are actively recruiting at the moment. But what you can do is just go to jigsaw.ie, look up your nearest service, and then just send them an email, and you can be put on a list. So as soon as they're recruiting again, they'll email you and see if you're still available. But yeah, it's fantastic. I'd honestly encourage anyone to volunteer. Like even the you know, sense of pride you get from doing it, it's amazing.
And tell me, how do you become eligible to volunteer? Like, let's say you said Dublin South, do you need to be from Dublin South to volunteer, or could you come from anywhere?
So if you're in a catchment area of a service, which basically means the area that people, the surrounding area of the service that like people are eligible to use the service, you can join that YAP. Otherwise, you can apply for, I know anyone in Dublin is open to join Dublin City. And if you're anywhere else in the country that there isn't a service in your area, you can join the national YAP and become an advocate like me and Dean are.
So what have you guys been doing to mind your mental health during quarantine?
So I think there's a lot to be said for active thinking. So for me personally, you know, I make an effort to be aware of what I'm doing. So whether it's like watching Netflix or going for a walk or playing guitar, I become aware of like how that's affecting my mental health and try to do more of the good stuff and less of the bad stuff. I also think it's really important to, you know, keep connected as much as possible. Like it's hard to see people at the moment, but even chatting to someone on the phone or, you know, sitting in a field with your friend 2 meters apart, that's been really helping me out, just, you know, clearing my head and stuff. But in general, my head's been pretty good over quarantine. I've been minding myself well, treating myself well.
I've been doing a lot of cycling when I got something back up last week because I just picked up a cheap one. I've been going out and listening to different podcasts and just cycling around. Really helps, especially with the good weather now as well.
I've also been trying to learn guitar and failing miserably, but yeah, I just bought one online and I was like, do you know what? I'll give it a go. Now's the time if ever. It's mad what you can get shipped to your house these days.
Yeah, I got a paddling pool.
Yeah, my parents were like, what is this giant box? Because it didn't arrive in like a guitar looking box. It arrived in this just huge rectangle. I was like, oh God.
First question is, what music have you been listening to over quarantine?
A lot of like Two Door Cinema Club, because I always think they're such a like summer band and with the good weather and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been listening to loads of them. So probably Sun if I was to pick a quarantine song.
Anything that's both tones, I think, at this stage.
TV show or film that you've watched and really liked over quarantine? If you've watched any.
Dean, do you want to go first?
I'm binging The Walking Dead at the minute.
I'm in a film course, and all my friends from college have been watching a movie together every night on House Party. So last week, the movie I picked was Cruel Intentions, which I think is very good.
Oh, very good.
That movie, oh my god, it is the craziest movie I've ever seen.
Oh, it's so wild. I love it. It's just such 90s vibes, and you're like, what is happening the whole time? I love it.
What's your typical quarantine outfit of the day?
Shorts and a t-shirt for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, right now I'm wearing a hoodie and pajamas because no one can see the bottom half of me when I'm sitting here, so it's fine.
So brownies or banana bread?
Banana bread. It's like the thing at the moment. I don't know anyone who's making brownies. It's all about the banana bread.
What is banana bread?
Dean!
I haven't had it. I've just seen the craze.
It's like a cake with banana in it. I think people are calling it banana bread to make it sound healthy because it has a fruit in it, and bread is healthier than cake, but it's like cake.
Shauna did like a baking video on how to make banana bread last week.
Oh wow! I'll have to check that out.
It's the only thing I can bake. It's really easy. And finally, which do you prefer, Zoom or Teams?
I think Zoom.
Yeah, well, all my lecturers have been giving classes on Teams, so like I kind of associate it with college, so probably Zoom.